Hi, this is Scott with Deep Green Garden Co-op. I'm making beehive frames today and putting them together. This is mostly a cautionary tale because I recommend that you buy the components and then put them together rather than make all the components yourself. They're just really persnickety. Anyway, I started with 2x10 lumber because it had less knots than the 2x6s. I'm trying to avoid the knots here, and I'm cutting out various parts to length, tops, bottoms, and two different sizes of sides for deeps and shallow supers. Here I am cutting the tops to the proper height, and I run through all of these to make 72 different tops, 3/4 of an inch, or sorry, that's a 1/2 inch thick. And then, once I get all those through, then I have to run them through and trim them up so that they're the right width, which is like 1 inch and 1/16. You can check out the plans at beesource.com. The larger pieces here become the tops, the skinny pieces become the part that tacks on to hold the wax in place. Then I have to cut out little notches where the sides are going to attach to the tops, and I'm doing them in groups of 5 because that's about all I can handle. And then I trim up just a little bit off the bottom of the top where it actually sits on the frame so that the bees can't glue it down and make problems. I'm showing most of these videos at 20 times speed because making the components for 72 or 80 different frames would take forever. This was an entire day's worth of work. And here are those little boards that tack on to hold the wax in place, cutting them all the length, 17 inches. And now I'm cutting the bottom pieces, cutting them to the right width, and then I have to make a little jig, which you're going to see here in a minute. Each one of these larger chunks I cut into 3 different bottoms, which are, they're 3/4 of an inch by 3/8 of an inch. And so I run them through, and I get one off of here, and then I'll run them through again after I readjust the size of the plate there. There you go. And now I run them through and I get 2 more, just checking the size. So I end up with all the bottoms. Then you have to run a kerf through the middle of the bottoms so that the wax can sit in the little bottoms. So you can see I'm shooting out here. I'm running all 72 through here. Alright. Then I got to cut out the sides, which are 5, what are they, 5.5 or so, and then 9 1/8 or something like that. I forget the exact measurements. Again, check the plans. But I cut out all these little bits, which are going to become sides. I have the right width, and now I have to trim them a little narrower. So I made this little jig. It takes off like 1/8 of an inch, and I run all 72 through here again. Yeah, I know. And then I have to make this jig, and that I run and cut off the sides of each one of the frames just a little bit near the bottom so that the bees can't glue it together. If you have straight sides all the way down, the bees glue it together, and it's hard to take them apart. So yeah, I have to make this little jig. It works pretty well. Just run them left and right, taking 1/8 of an inch off either side. That's fun times. Alright, then I have to cut a notch out of the top and the bottom of all of these frame sides so that when I put the frames together, they have notches to marry together. Alright, so those are all done. And here we go, watching The Simpsons, drinking some tea, eating some wasabi peas, and putting them together. Again, I highly recommend buying the parts already made and then putting them together. Although I say that now. Now I have all the jigs made, maybe I'll keep making them myself. Anyway, this is Scott again with Deep Green Garden Co-op. Check us out on Facebook. Yeah, thanks a lot, and boy am I tired. That was a long day, and I still didn't get them all put together, so that's going to be tomorrow. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Take care. Have a good one.